Welcome back to the Berg Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. With me today is Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
And we're talking about the holidays and a little bit about Christmas, right? So we're here Christmas week. At work, it doesn't actually change a lot of stuff, interestingly enough. We generally don't slow down this time of year. But with personally and in the family, we got a lot of different stuff going on. And if you hear it, each one of us is fighting through a little bit of a cold. We got some sniffles and some coughing going on. And
Fighting through, got to get it done.
Yeah, you just got to get through it, right? It's the holiday season. So Dan and I we were talking about it earlier, and it feels like pretty much everybody is sick right now in some form or fashion.
Yeah,
and
everywhere I went this weekend, I had some different family gatherings and gatherings with friends, and everybody had the same story, especially if they had kids. If they had kids, everybody was sick. And, we talk about it often. Brian and I, we were thinking about it. We couldn't think of the last time we were sick that we actually didn't come to work. Now, don't count COVID when we would have come, but, we wouldn't. I said, really, I don't remember the last time I was sick enough that I was like, I'm not going to come to work, which at times isn't a good thing, right? Because I come to work sick. But I got back last week and all of a sudden I could feel it. So,
yeah, I think it's like family gatherings, right? Family gatherings, travel. We both had to travel. All of us had to travel a little bit recently. And I think the combination of things, it just gets to you. You're tired, you're a little worn down, and then you're around somebody else who's probably carrying something. And yeah.
And the weather's been a little bit up and down too, which I know they say it's germs, but what was it? Last Thursday we were out in the sleet and the rain, and you're just you feel the water. I was joking about because I said you can tell the difference between rain resistant and rain waterproof very quickly when you've been out for about 6 hours, and all of a sudden you feel the water dripping down against your skin under 4 layers. You're like, this is water resistant, not waterproof.
It made it through.
Yes.
Yeah. The rain made it through.
Yeah. Well, and we had that, right? That's how you sort of know with us that the holiday seasons are here. Is somebody's going to end up having to do snow. It's just, it's the nature of the beast. I mean, I'm hopeful that this Thursday does not turn into a snowstorm, contrary to everybody's belief that I want it to happen just because of the billings that would occur. I'd rather everybody just be able to have a reasonable week and stay home, and we just make it through.
It'd be nice. It does feel like snow outside, and it was flurrying a little bit. So maybe we'll get some light stuff out of the way, and then everyone can be home for the holidays. And
So what I did? One of the things we don't normally do it. I know that Brian goes to Longwood a fair amount.
Yeah, we were there this weekend, actually.
Okay, so I was there this weekend on Sunday night. So my brother Mike has a membership, and he wants to start going there. So my family went, and I sent Dylan Dylan Reese and Shay a picture from inside of Longwood, and I said, I'm on the right side of the fence here. And Dylan was like, yeah, enjoy that. But as I walked through it, I was okay most of the part. And then I got to the Orchid House and Children's Garden and right there where I knew that's where we were working. And then I walked through the colonnade below the fountain. And I had a nauseous feeling, you know what I mean? Because I felt the stress of what our guys deal with every day being down there knowing, it's a big project for us. It's, it's a high pressure project. It's got deadlines and, and it's a very sensitive client. And my family was like, well, you're doing fine. I was like, yeah, that's not the issue. It's just, you don't understand. You don't have to, you're not dealing with it every day. And certainly I don't have to deal with it as much as some of the other guys. But instead of enjoying beautiful trees and things, I was looking at concrete and thinking okay, is we going to struggle to meet their, design qualifications that they want us on these mock-ups?
There is a really nice spot inside the conservatory where you get to the end, and it's where the conservatory ends now and where the new building will begin. And you can look out through the windows, and especially at night, you can see all of our equipment lined up. It's kind of cool. So we go a fair amount. We have I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, my parents for Christmas gave us a membership. And it's one of those things that Allie and I have just grown to love. And I never thought it'd be something I'd go to walk around the gardens and see what's in bloom and stuff like that. But we do. We probably go 6 or 7 times a year and make good use of our membership. The lights is fun though. We like the lights and the fountains, of course.
Yeah, so. And even that, we walked to the end where you're talking about at the end of that building. And I don't think you were there. I went down and I was talking to John and Shay and the guys, and we were trying to demo part of the tunnel coming out of the conservatory. And they were talking about they had just put in brand new glass doors, old new glass doors, and it was and they were ridiculously expensive. And I was like, why would they put the doors in before we demo the tunnel? We're dropping an entire tunnel underneath of a glass building, and you decided this was a good time to install new glass.
Well, they got to be ready for all the photo ops of I mean, because I understand that like their Christmas time is I mean, year round it's busy, but the Christmas thing really brings in a volume of people.
Yeah, I feel like the Christmas lights, that's kind of like their Super Bowl, right? They really do it up for Christmas time.
I would say I was there many years ago, and we were talking about just the other day. I said, like, I got a game plan for them. Start renting Segways, because if you walk the whole light thing, that is, and like you were talking about, like you start at the one end, you work yourself downhill. But if you don't know like the proper way to work through that place, it can be quite a exercise routine.
If you don't know the loop, you can do a lot of zigzagging. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Super Bowl. They had not the Super Bowl, but the World Cup just occurred, which I don't know how many of the guys would
World Cup
would matter, but that was actually a good. I've been drug into soccer because of my daughter.
I was just gonna say, I know with the U.S. being knocked out a couple weeks ago, were you guys still pretty invested?
They were pretty invested. Mara kept picking teams randomly, and then at some point I said to her, like, listen, like Argentina's the team that's supposed to win. Like if I was you, I would. And she likes Messi because of when she was, she was an FC Barcelona thing. And so I would just pick Argentina. Now, next time they want to do something, one of our friends did it where you pick the 32 teams or whatever that are in, you just put them in a hat and each person draws a few depending on, and you end up with like a pool thing and you pull for those teams.
Right. Isn't it supposed to be here next time?
Well, yes, it is here, but the women are next in Australia.
In 2 years.
In 2 years, which Mara thought she should go to. She said she could see the Great Barrier Reef.
GoFundMe account, Tom.
Yeah, I said call Uncle Ford or something. You know what I mean? You got to talk to somebody else. But so they were pretty invested. They were really funny. And I mentioned it downstairs, and it is what it is. So they when Messi scored his second goal, they did like the take your shirt off, slide into the corner thing. And the girls don't know anything about this. And they're trying to figure out why guys are taking their shirts off. And there's always a struggle. They don't understand why guys can take their shirt off and a girl can't take their shirt off. And so I said, well, when guys score goals, they take their shirts off. It's just what they do sometimes in soccer. At which point, Nora decided that was her new thing to do, took off her clothes and tried to run around the house naked. No. Yeah, I said, listen, that is not going to, she scores a lot of goals. That's not going to be your celebration. I said, like, maybe you could put a sweater on.
She's going to get kicked out of rec league soccer.
Yeah, I said, like, maybe, you could run to the sideline, get another shirt, put another shirt on.
All right.
An opposite celebration.
Add layers.
Yeah, add layers.
Mm-hmm.
Add layers.
You get one that's like bedazzled or something that says like I scored or something, like, something like that to like, something a little bit more festive type deal.
Yeah, no, it was a really good game. Now I watch a fair amount of soccer because of the girls, but I like growing up, I never played soccer. I didn't even know the rules of soccer. I was football, baseball.
Well, it's funny you said like Messi, but I think it was Messier, the hockey player, because that's like
Mark,
right?
Yeah, Mark Messier from the New York
Lionel Messi is
Rangers.
He's like the interesting thing was that the Mbappe, the young kid. So it was the young kid versus, which they love that. That's great marketing when you can have the new kid versus the old guy. So, but it is crazy too. I had heard something about how much his if you look up Messi's like lifetime earnings, I mean, he was the highest paid. Like everybody talks about, who's the boxer? Floyd Mayweather and some of these guys with how much nobody made money like he did. He was making, it was ridiculous. It was a lot of money every single year. Nobody's even clear on how much he's worth. They make real low numbers. And he had a $300 million buyout. If they ever tried to trade him and he didn't want to go, but they could trade him, they had to pay him $300 million in a single payment.
Wow.
They didn't.
Imagine the taxes on that.
Yeah.
That's what you were worried about.
Yeah. Well, and in Europe
Ford talks about like, when people are like, I don't want to win the lottery, right? I don't want to win the lottery. Then I got to pay the taxes. It's like, that's awesome.
Well, it's like you're supposed to be getting this check for this number and all of a sudden like you get less than half of it.
I
like,
know.
It's just a
still
mental
more
thing.
than you started with, Ford.
Oh.
It's still more than you started with.
Well, yeah, that's when it's lottery.
Yeah.
When we had to deal with it. Brian and I have talked about it with Aaron's dad passing away, and we had to deal with some tax implications on different things.
Yeah.
It's just so discouraging. You know what I mean? Because you already paid taxes and government's always got their hand out. Somebody's got to pay for all these free hands out, Brian.
That's true. That's true. That's a topic for a different
That
podcast.
is a topic let's get back to Christmas. So what are you guys' plans for Christmas? For me, Christmas is Christmas Eve. We do the seven fishes thing. So we go over to Jersey with my family, spend the day and the night, and then try to get home at a reasonable hour to get set up. And then Christmas Day we stay home, and some of my family comes over, and Aaron's family come over to our house for Christmas. We try and stay home. So how about you guys? What's your Christmas look like?
Yeah, so we've kind of actually fallen into a little bit of a different routine the last couple of years with the family being a little more spread out. So we will do some version of a Christmas Eve, but probably not on Christmas Eve, where we do Christmas Eve service. And then we get together, usually with my parents and my brother and his family, and sometimes my sister and her family. And we do tamales. So every year, Christmas Eve, it's our traditional Christmas Eve dinner, tamales. And then on the actual Christmas Eve, because we don't have family stuff going on, and hopefully we're done with all of our Christmas present shopping and et cetera. We usually, as a family, go out to dinner and go to a movie, which has kind of become a cool tradition for us the last couple of years. So I said maybe Avatar, but I didn't realize Avatar was 3.5 hours long. So it doesn't sound like a good Christmas Eve movie.
What's the one they were advertising over the golf tournament? Oh, Puss in Boots, the little, like, I don't know, animated, like, comedy or something.
Like a Shrek spinoff or something?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Is that
yeah,
what
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, because those movies actually, like, they're made for children, but they actually have some, like, funny stuff in it. And they've been like, okay, if I got to go there, at least I can have some fun.
See, Ford's just getting in this. He's going to get sucked into this. There's some, there's some that are hilarious.
Oh, kids movies are great.
Spies in Disguise. That's like a little after your time with the kids, but it's Will Smith, and he's like a spy that gets turned into a pigeon. It's hilarious.
We started seeing, we tried to turn on something for, right now we do like once a week, we do like a little bit of a half-hour movie just for the kids for Christmas, and it's like Madagascar or something like Christmas.
Yeah,
all of a sudden you hear like Chris Rock or somebody, like you recognize the voices behind everything. You're like, kids have no idea what's going on, but okay, that's kind of funny.
The Madagascar one, is it the penguins? Who flies the plane? The penguins?
The penguins.
The penguins are my favorite. It's a complete disaster. It's like an operational nightmare, but they're going to get there.
We're going to land. Okay, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're still figuring out like the flow of things. We had a flow of like what the holidays look like, and now we're making adjustments to it as necessary.
So with young ones, especially, right? I mean, my kids are old enough now that they kind of just go with whatever is going on. But with young kids, it's probably
everything is dictated by sleeping schedules, right?
Well, that's
like,
true. Yeah,
it's like can't be there too late because this happens. You can't go too early because it's a nap time, and so you just set it up.
Travel too, right? I mean, you don't necessarily want to. I mean, for us, I know we've said years ago we'll always do Christmas morning at our house. We're not. We've got family in Pittsburgh. We're not going overnight to Pittsburgh. We're not packing up the presents and taking them with us. We're doing Christmas Day at our house.
Well, I had some buddies before Thanksgiving jump into a different holiday that called me just, like you usually check in every couple weeks with people. We were driving to New York because that's where we have Thanksgiving. And, children weren't sleeping. Children were making lots of noise in the background. I just kept hitting no on the phone. I'm like, I'll get back to you later because right now it's not a time to talk. I'm in a 3-hour drive. I'm out.
It wasn't the right moment.
No. I was like, they wouldn't be able to hear me anyway, so we're good. But no, we usually try and spend the morning at home. Then we go my dad and mom's house for afternoon and see some relatives. And then thankfully, Tamara's family, they've kind of been doing the non-traditional Christmas, or it's usually somewhere that next week, or kind of spread it out so we're not trying. Because I remember being as a kid and you're trying to hit like 4 locations in the same day. And it was like, by the time you open the presents, you're like packing them in the car and going to the next one. And we're just trying to make it a little more simplified and actually enjoy the day versus making it quite so stressful for everybody.
Yeah, we had actually, Aaron's family always did the the parties after, before, whatever, in between. And we're at the point now where with Aaron's uncles and even on her mom's side, that we've become like the central location that it comes to us, which is great. Like, I love it, but it's actually really stressful. Growing up in an Italian family in Jersey, like everybody just shows up. Like, you don't make a plan. You don't have like something.
You don't know how to cater because you don't know who's showing up.
You don't have a dinner menu. Like, you just figure it out. Like, it was just whatever was going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I can remember as a kid, we'd go to my uncle's house, which was my grandmom's house. And we go to my uncle's house, and by like 7:00 at night, regardless of why we were there, my cousins and I were all trying to convince my uncle to let us stay at the house. And my uncle was like 20 years old and had the house, and they had like 5 acres. And so, all we wanted to do was play. And we would just work on him all night. The whole goal of the night was just to get it that you could stay there, and then your parents would come back the next day and get you. So like that's the environment I grew up in. Erin grew up in a like an English, where everything's going to be proper, and she was an only child. So that combination, like Erin is very unnerved by a lack of plans. And so, and it requires planning. So the idea that we're going to host everything is a little bit stressful for Erin, but she also, one of her favorite things she said was she was like marrying into this big like Italian family where there's so many people. But we talk about it that when I have my family over, it's 45 people. Like there's 45 people in my house, and it's just going to be what it's going to be.
The crazy part is it's 45 people, and it's not the same people every time because you have like so many people that you're like, we're just going to plan on 50% of them showing up every time and go from there.
Yeah. Ford's been to a few. So Ford's been to a few. We actually, so my brother Mike, his wife Tracy is from Indiana. And I always say that they're like, it's like American Gothic. Like they're so Midwest, just exactly what you'd expect. And, they're always calm. They never holler. They're going to work things out. They're not real emotional. The complete opposite of my family. And so I said to Mike, I was like, the Portals are in town. I said, are you going to bring the Portals to Lavagio? And he was like, I don't know. I was thinking about it. Cause then you're able to see everybody in one foul swoop. Like you don't have to drive to 20 places, just drive to one place. And I was like laughing to Mike. I was like, that's going to be interesting, man. The Portals at Lavagio. I don't know what they're going to do. That's a lot of Italian people, a lot of hugging. Then I tried to invite Cindy, which you've never met my mother-in-law, but Cindy, hugging is her nightmare. Like if she's in a room where everyone wants to hug, it's a disaster. And I said, she was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was like, why don't you come with us? And knowing she would say no. I mean, I would love her to come, but
sure.
But she like paused and I was like, oh, it'd be great. There's going to be like probably 60 people. All of them will want to hug you and probably give you a kiss. And they're going to, there's going to be a lot of hugging. And it was just dead quiet for about 5 seconds. And then she said, Aaron, do you have somewhere you could talk not on speaker? So I assume she's not going to go.
She was looking for, like, I'm not going to say no on speakerphone, but it's a no.
Yeah, she was too polite to say absolutely not.
She's like, I'm making phone calls. I'm going to find something to do that I can't show up to that.
She's going to have some elective dental work done.
That's great. Yeah, fortunately, we're in luck too. We don't have to travel for the holidays at all. We sort of see Allie's family the weekend after, which is nice. So they do big family gatherings though, and she misses it. So that is difficult at times, but she's got a relatively big family, and they always do the big family gathering. So
yeah, I don't think we've done the real big family on either side in a while, just because it gets so big and so it's always, then where's the line drawn? You're not sure, like, okay,
who's in and who's out,
right? You go like, okay, second cousins, but then like some second cousins you might be friendly with and some you're not, and so you're trying to kind of just keep it in the nucleus as much as possible to kind of keep it easier to manage.
So we don't want to say wives because then they might hear this. I think Allie said listens, but
she does. Yeah.
So are there any gifts here? Like Brian's sort of out of the window of like the it gift thing, but the girls and Savannah, Gabriella, they're not going to listen. So, and I don't think anybody will tell them. Ford, do you have anything is coming here?
No, I don't think they're old enough to really get that, like, oh, there's the item you have to like chase down to the end of the earth anymore type thing. At this point, it's a little bit more abstract. Like I was, being a good, true, cheap German, I'm like, she's only like 3 months old. We don't really have to get her much because, she doesn't even know she can't even open them. And I got shot down on that shockingly. But I was just like, whatever. Like she has all of her sister stuff that also didn't work. So yeah, it's best I just stay silent and stay away from. But no, I don't know of anything really like, we try and not do things with batteries because that's usually aunts, uncles, and, grandparents that buy those things that you want to pull the batteries out of.
Right.
So
lots of noise. Yeah.
Ford's got a couple kids' presents coming from us. I'm not certain what they are now yet, but I'm not going to make it official. But I will point out that Ford has bought the girls a drum and some other noisy instruments.
Oh, now, out of true defense myself, did I buy them or did someone else buy them?
No. All right, it's going to be your collateral damage, is what I'm saying. So I'm not saying you're getting anything.
How soon will the girls be old enough for BB guns?
We'll go past BB guns. We'll go 22s. But no, my wife used to have great joy out of buying other people's children, usually the most obnoxious thing possible. I don't know if she didn't really like think far enough out in advance or what but she's like, oh, this is great. And then we're going to leave. And I'm like, at some point that's going to pay back in spades and we're not going to be thrilled about it.
Yeah, that's coming back around. Yeah.
We still go through that right now. So Erin, her dad and her used to buy all her cousins who are younger by, let's say 8-10 years than her. Like it was something with as many pieces as possible. Like that was their goal, a piece count. And everybody knew it. So now Uncle Chaz is just loves to bring the girls. And sometimes, Uncle Chaz is very frugal. He has every cent he's ever spent kept in books. He was an accountant, so he's got a ledger. He knows where he bought a hot dog in 1972. It's crazy. But so he doesn't even have to buy them because he just now is giving Erin back the million pieces that Erin gave them. Like the other day we got crazy critters or something critters are like little sheep and rabbits, little like toy dolls. This thing has like 1 billion. It came in 3 boxes, not cardboard boxes.
But
Like,
is it a game? What is it?
no, they're
Crazy
little
Critters.
houses, and you like play and pretend. And they're like, it's like Legos for girls. Like, I'm gonna step on them, it's gonna hurt my
Okay.
feet. I like find them underneath my couch. Meanwhile, somehow Lori, that's Erin's cousin, she kept all the pieces, which is with my girls, that's not happening. We'll be lucky if they make it a week with arms on. So there was a huge argument the other day. They had a Barbie doll that Charlotte got for something, I don't know what, and it was a soccer Barbie, so it had shin guards. There was one missing shin guard.
Oh boy.
Charlotte is less concerned when she's missing her actual shin guards. Like, Charlotte would play without them, but this doll missing them,
No, yeah, it's a big
major
deal.
catastrophe. Yeah. And Charlotte is the ringleader of the gifts. Mara's list had nothing on it because she said, I think I have everything I want. So that's good. And then
That's
she came
good.
up with I pointed out a couple things that she said she wanted, so she would add them to the list. Nora wrote down a couple minor things, then added trampoline. Very smart play. Which, for insurance purposes, I would never buy a trampoline and put it at my house.
Never.
Never.
Just don't go with Google Earth.
Yeah, just don't Google Earth my house.
They only update that every once in a while.
But and then it said things like snow and happiness, and I was like, all right,
World peace.
yeah, I can't deliver on some of these, so we're gonna have to just
Snow
go with-
dance.
We're gonna have to go with trampoline. That came up on Erin's phone the other day, one of her snow dances. I
You
told
know
her,
what?
"Don't even think about it."
Do you? There's a way to do this. I don't know what it is, but I took Aiden. He was at a showcase. We were doing some college visits, and we visited a school in Tampa, and he played over the weekend in Orlando. So we went to Disney Springs, and I probably was at Disney Springs 10, maybe 15 years ago. It's been forever, and it was nothing. But as we're walking through Disney Springs, it was snowing. They have like this foam snow machine. So you need to
maybe
figure this out over the next few days.
Yeah, maybe I need to get that.
Yeah,
Now and
the
then,
snow foamer.
which side note, funny, Brad and I are walking into the Tampa airport because we
Yes.
were in Tampa for a peer group, and I hear somebody call my name, and it's Brian and Aiden. Brian you weren't even supposed to fly out of that
I
airport.
wasn't even supposed to be in Tampa.
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be in Tampa, and all of a sudden he was standing there in front of me. But Charlotte's list, I would say Brian's forecast for the year is slightly less specific than Charlotte's list. I mean, it has things like American Girl, Somebody Doll, wheelchair. No, kit without the wheelchair.
Oh,
Because, see, they thought of everything. The kids are going to break these dolls, and there
And
maybe are
then-
some that are appropriately handicapped so that everything's fair. But Charlotte's are broken because she ripped the legs off of them, one of them. And so now that doll has a wheelchair, which Erin found somewhere like Facebook Marketplace. But so Charlotte wants the rest of the, what do you call that when things are made like ADA compliant,
oh, okay, yeah.
right? She
Mhm.
wants the rest of that set minus the wheelchair.
Because she already has the
She
wheelchair.
already has the wheelchair, and she only has one doll without legs.
Right. She
and
doesn't
then
need
she
two
has-
wheelchairs.
Yeah, with her birthday being January 7th, she said that she needs to give enough presents that everyone she knows could buy her a Christmas present and also a birthday
And
present.
birthday. Yeah, that's
She's very thorough.
well thought out. Yeah. This time of the year is tough for us. We've talked about it before. We have several December birthdays, anniversaries, all of it sort of like just smashed into one month. And my kids are old enough now that there is no like it thing, right? They want sometimes practical, sometimes not, but like just general stuff. And the oddest thing happened this year, right? So we on both Adeline and Aiden's list where they wanted new beds, right? Like, okay, that's reasonable, right? It's like their big gift. We got new beds and everything. And here's the problem with new beds. Like, you can't hide that.
Like not keeping the back of your truck for 6
No,
days.
that got delivered to the front porch, and they don't like, wrap it. They don't, this, the box says like new bed. And, so I'm like, what the heck? And so literally Friday night, we built and set up beds that are Christmas presents. And, I was like,
Did you at least make them like stay on the couch for they can't sleep in it until
well,
like
they were,
Christmas?
no, that would have been funny. I should have done that. Wow. Too slow.
One of you in the basement, you cannot come up until after Christmas Day.
Yeah, so I'm like, this is ridiculous. They got their Christmas present 10 days out because we didn't know what to do with it. So
Well, I had that problem, which I've learned. People like the return policies at places are getting so much more stringent. And so I got my wife some stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it like the end of November. I'm trying to like be prepared, actually be thorough about this, because one year, I went on the internet like a week or two before, stuff didn't come, so I literally had printouts of all the stuff that was coming in the mail.
You had some IOUs.
Yeah, basically, here's an envelope for this is coming, this is coming.
Yeah.
That didn't work so well.
How did that go for it?
Yeah, I still get to remember. I was like, hey, I thought it was better, because then she got like gifts for like the next month and a half after.
It just kept coming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so I ordered the stuff, and then I like read the paperwork, and it's like, you have 30 days. Well, 30 days was up before Christmas came.
Oh, geez.
So then I was in this like weird spot. So anyways, we kind of worked it out. But unfortunately, same thing. She got her Christmas present before Christmas, because I'm like, if you don't like these, once that 30 days are up, you got them one way or another.
You got to make up your mind before Christmas.
Did she like them?
Well, she doesn't know. She tried to keep her eyes closed and like make sure that they were okay. So we don't know yet. We'll see.
So we made sure they fit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right. I have a feeling I know what these are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
Yeah, so it was like, okay, learn a lesson. You can't get it too soon, or you can't get it, But and then I tried to buy something else, and I was like, on December 7th, I'm like, okay, we got time. And then those things were back, because now supply chain, all the other stuff, you can't tell what the appropriate amount of time to order things are. You're kind of learning it as you go.
Yeah, we do have a couple of things that are coming like December 23rd. And I'm like, man, that is close. Maybe I will be wrapping on the 24th.
Well, that's other things. I don't know. Like, so last year we got this like little kitchenette set for Savannah. And this is the first time where everyone went to bed. Then it was time for Dad to build something. And like out in the garage at like, I don't know, midnight. I'm like, this is terrible. This is not the right idea. I should have done it before.
I still remember, and I would have probably been like, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, which, yeah, that's about right. Would have made my brother like 5 or 6, because he's my youngest brother. And my dad telling me that I had to help him put together this like Mr. Hippity Hoppity like horse thing, like the bouncy horse thing. I thought my dad was going to kill somebody. He was so mad. He was just hostile. He had all extra parts. It was a disaster. But I have that problem this year. So I have to put together this huge dollhouse and then a trampoline.
That's not staying at his house.
It's for someone else's house that I'm going to put together.
My neighbor's.
Yeah, my neighbor's house. And then, there's also, we had Aaron on Facebook Marketplace yet again found a piano. And so, because Mara can play the piano. And then it's painted now. It went from being like a normal colored piano to navy blue. It's like Elton John. I think it should come with a sequins jacket. But so I got to figure out how somehow to get all these things together and into my house on Christmas morning, but spend Christmas Eve in New Jersey. So that's, we always just kick it up a notch.
Yeah. Yep. A little bit of a timing issue there.
Speaking of timing issue and completely pivoting, but we were talking about like we did that at the company. We moved our holiday. It used to always would be Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then everybody got, spent the afternoon probably running around getting their gifts that they needed to.
Yep, exactly.
And we're like, this is too crazy, trying to do the logistics. And so we moved it back a couple of days so that people can hopefully enjoy those a couple days before Christmas, and then get to spend the time with the company and have lunch after Christmas, but before the new year.
Yeah, and it's always great. It's one of my favorite things we do. I mean, I love when we get the families together. The other day, it might have been Tamara that was talking about the corn maze when we did the corn maze.
Yeah.
And JD had talked about the baseball game. I mean, I love those because you get to see the families and you get to see, just people, coworkers interacting with their families the way they are outside of work, which is really, I think it's healthy for all of us. But there is something about just when you have the team sitting down in a room and, every year it's going to get me, we're going to pull in and there's going to be a lot of trucks. And for one day, they're going to sit in the same place, and then you just walk in a room just filled with all these people that work together every day to make us be able to do what we do, and it's just, it's really amazing to see it.
Yeah. And we get to throw in some training that needs to be done too. So everybody gets to spend some time. We try, always scheduling. That's always a challenge, but it's always fun to like hand out the Christmas cards, and there's people you don't get to see as regular as you might want to, and say hello to them, Merry Christmas, that kind of stuff. Sometimes there's some extra gifts or some random swag that we can hand out too, but it is so nice to actually, it's just logistically challenged to do it on a regular basis. But I know we try and do it more, but still sometimes people have other scheduled things. But when it's in the middle of the day, usually you get real high attendance, so you really get to see everybody and put faces to names that maybe you haven't got to meet yet, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, And sort of as we wrap it up, I just want to say like Merry Christmas to everybody. We had a good year. I had another great year working with everybody. I appreciate everything everybody does, all year round, not just right now, like Ford always says, not just in the, the season when you say thanks, but the, the whole year. And I just appreciate everybody showing up and doing what they do every day.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably a great place to wrap it up. But
Ditto.
Looking forward to our holiday party here in just over a week. And hope everyone has a great Christmas. Merry Christmas, folks.